All right, we are back on MorningLine. With us this morning is Glenn Cranfield. He is your title Executive Director?
President
and CEO
yeah.
of the Nashville Rescue Mission, which is over there off of Lafayette, not far from let's see, Hot Diggity Dog used to be across.
That's right.
Now it's a taco place,
Pie
right?
Town Tacos.
Which is supposed to be excellent also, but it's interesting. I don't know if you're talking about this. The location of this mission has got to be one of the most unique now in the way Nashville has grown over the past several years, okay? And I'll let you elaborate. But, you know, Glenn just reminded me of this. All right, when they moved into that, what was a Sears building
correct, yeah.
several years ago, maybe they paid about $1 million for it at the time, which was a lot of money. And they moved, and they are there now off Lafayette. Since then, I mean, gosh knows that piece of property is worth way, way more than that. And since then, many of the other properties, frankly, when you did move in, a little more rundown in that area.
Right.
Now it's all been sold and is being bought. And next year, around this time, maybe a little bit later, you're going to have the Mission, and right across the street, the Ritz-Carlton. Am I right? What do you think of the way the Mission is there, and I think it's great, and it's not an option for you to move. You have to be in the city, and if you were to sell for all the money you could get for it, where the heck are you going to go to?
Right.
But what do you think of the growth, and does that change any dynamic there, one way or the other, you know, having a Mission and the fact that you have people on foot coming and going, and now you're going to have one of the highest end hotels in the world built right across the street. Is there a dynamic there that you even need to worry or be aware of?
Well, there certainly is. And we've had conversations with developers and builders that are coming in the area, condominiums, hotels, and so forth, just to express exactly what you said, Nick, the foot traffic.
Yes.
You know, we do a great job of containing what happens at 630 on Lafayette on our property, but once they step off the property onto the sidewalk and begin walking towards downtown, other room in the inn, other places, our jurisdiction is over. And so really we work with the police department, with the city to say, help us in this area. But we have a responsibility to communicate with the Ritz-Carlton and others about the foot traffic, just so they can be aware and so they can build security issues into their property.
Yeah, and not that these folks walking or committing crimes or doing anything wrong. It's just there's foot traffic. But I do wonder, I mean, the Ritz, would you imagine, obviously you're proactive, you guys are so good, but they had to know what they were building across the street from when they purchased that property. Do you have any inkling, did they ever reach out ahead of time to you guys? Or look, I don't know, and I'm glad they're building it there, but I'm guessing if they had their complete and total druthers, and this is my guess, they would prefer not to build across the street from a rescue mission.
Yeah, I think...
I'm just saying, Ritz probably wouldn't. Maybe they had no choice. Maybe they do figure, hey, that's fine, which it is. But what do you think? I
think they want to be close to Music City Center.
Yes.
And I think coming that direction in the suburb really is the only option that they have. Interesting, though, the winery, which is located just...
which is a great venue.
And very close to us. So the owners of the winery, which are from Chicago, I believe, came and met with us years ago and was expressing that they actually came to the parking lot at the Mission, sat in their car for days just to watch the foot traffic and watch the flow, and said, we're building here, we chose this location. There are other locations in Nashville, but we chose this location because of the safety, the security, and really what you're doing is helping the poor and the homeless, and we're all about that. And so they've employed some of our people.
That's awesome.
They've worked with us, and we're really proud of the relationship that we've had with the winery.
Yeah, you know, I'm glad you mentioned that. I think that's something that maybe then you can develop then as more and more businesses go in there. Be at the Ritz. Hopefully a relationship develops with the Ritz. When they have food that's in excess supply, they send it over to you as you do from different businesses.
Right.
I think that the winery has the perfect attitude for it. But there's so many other positive things about your location. It's a hop, skip, and the jump to the interstate.
That's right.
You're right there near the music. I mean, really, where you are is, for a lot of businesses, boy, they would love to have that piece of property.
Yeah, they would. You know, and there are other businesses around the Third Man Records, which is there. tremendous community partners for us, and just again 20 steps away across the street, and we're really working really close with them and monitoring what happens. Plaza Arts on the backside, and as you mentioned, Pie Town Tacos and Tennessee Brewery. There's so many businesses there that really we work together to really kind of get a handle on what's happening in the area, as well as Room in the Inn, which is also in that area. So we work together to really maintain safety and security.
Yeah. Why am I spacing? Danger's, the
That's right.
Now that just is closing. We did a story on that it closed. And that's right across the street, a famous meat and three that had been there. Did they say, and I may have missed in Chris Davis' story, what's going to go there? Do we know?
I do not know. It's a sad day for us because we love Dan and Danger's. We love that place, but you know, just continuing to evolve, the whole area is.
You know, just to piggyback a bit on Ann's call about demographic, you talked about what's happening for the women and children. Has the demographic, and I know it's changed since the days Mr. Reisner and Larry Britton hosted with me, it was predominantly men and older men. You've told me all along, and I've been there to see it. It's a broad demographic now. Has it changed more just within the past couple of years in terms of the types of homeless you see, the result of the fact that there just is no affordable housing in the city? How has that changed what you see coming through the front door?
Well, certainly it's we're seeing more families than before, and particularly single moms with children, sadly, and so we're seeing so many more of them. And interestingly, the demographic is getting younger. So younger women, younger moms, and of course children, and so even in the male population, there are younger people that just are finding it hard to find affordable housing and jobs, and with the economy right now, we're really, you know, as we enter into inflation and issues with the economy, homelessness and the issues trail that. So as we enter that, we know that in a few months coming, we're going to see an explosion, really, of people experiencing homelessness because of the inflation, the economy. They're you know, hanging on by a slim thread right now, but eventually they'll be needing the help that we provide.
So what we're talking about, and I've been there in my life, and a lot of people probably watching either are or they know it. So many of us can be one paycheck away from being homeless, okay? And you think, wow, really homeless? I mean, you can't make your rent. And they don't evict you right away, but you know it's coming.
Sure.
And then once you are homeless, you need a lot of money to pay first and last month if you can even find a place. So the truth is, right now, you see folks that maybe have lost their job, whatever, and they come through the door. I don't know if do you think people still have a stereotype about the homeless?
Oh, I think so, for sure, yeah. And you know, just going around my day, if you were to go a day with me through the mission, it would kind of shatter your stereotypes.
It does, and that's why I was about to say, stereotypes sometimes are based on general observations, and there's not always falsehoods to it, but they're not accurate.
No.
And they stick, and you're exactly right. What you need to do is volunteer at the mission and go down. And when I've been down there, it's all walks of life.
Yes, right.
All walks of life. There's
ages, right.
Yeah, I mean, so if you could, just for some of the folks out here, when we come back, I want to walk through how you help individuals when they come through that door.
Okay.
If they're the type that aren't the ones who are just showing up to get out of the heat and they have a tent somewhere and they choose to live that way, but they come to you and say, look, I need help. I want to get back on my feet. How can you help me do that? Which is really the meat of what you do. We'll talk about that and more about what the needs are at the mission and the like with our guest right after this.